Okay, today's lesson is on how to hit the high forehands. You know, the shots that are up around shoulder height, even head height. Okay, being able to hit those shots is really going to help your game. The reason why is because you're taking the ball earlier. You're being offensive. You're being aggressive. Remember, aggression puts points on the board. All right. Whereas defense, yeah, sometimes it'll put some points on the board, but being an offensive player is the key. That's what you want to do. You want to have that mindset. So the first thing you have to consider is the grip. If you have a continental grip, you know, the shake hands grip, the chopper grip, whatever you want to call it. So it's going to be very difficult to hit high forehands with a continental grip because the racket is simply laid back a little bit. You don't want that on a high shoulder height forehand or head high forehand. So you've got to learn to turn your grip to either an Eastern grip or semi-Western. So let me show you that. Okay, so this is continental, okay, which is good for volleys, serving, okay, it's the hammer grip, like if I was going to hammer something. Now, Eastern, see, actually this knuckle on the inside of the hand is on this bevel right here. Okay, that's bevel 2. This is 1, 2, 3 is on the side, and 4 would be the little one under here. So now you're going to go from 2 to either 3, which would be Eastern, or 4, semi-Western. Those are going to be the best possible grips for hitting high forehands. Now, you have to remember, when you're being aggressive like that, the ball's coming back quicker to your opponent. They have less time to react. And I see a lot of players, when they see that high bouncing ball, they don't come in and attack it. All right, they'll let it play itself out and get to a more favorable hitting zone for them, which could be, you know, waist high to chest high in that area. But if you can move up and take that ball up here, the ball's coming back quicker. You can swing as fast as you want, and you're almost swinging straight across. I recommend a little bit of a low to high swing. You still want to get a little topspin on the ball, but it's the swing is, you know, pretty much straight across. It's not like you're letting the ball bounce and having a really low to high swing. So you can really punish the ball because you're compressing the ball more. You're not putting the energy into spin, you're putting the energy into ball compression with a little bit of spin, so you have some control. So let's take a look at it. Okay, the other thing you want to remember is you want to take the racket back higher, okay? You know, if the ball's going to be up here, you've got to bring the racket up high, okay? So bring that racket up high. You're going to come down a little bit so you can get a little spin, but it's almost like, it's low to high, but it's almost straight across, okay? Okay, let's take a look in slow motion. You're going to see the first thing I do when I know I'm going to be hitting a high forehand is I get the racket up. The racket's going to come up nice and high right here. Racket's up high, left arm is up high for balance. Now as I'm stepping in, the racket is slightly closed here, just a little bit facing down. Now at contact, okay, notice I came off the ground a little. And the finish, I'm landing on my left foot and the racket finishes relatively low on this shot. Okay, again, from the side in slow motion, the racket, you're going to see the racket come up. I know I'm going to be taking that high forehand. Racket's nice and high, left arm for balance. Okay, now as I step in, the racket drops a little bit. At this point, it's slightly facing down, very little, because I'm coming almost straight through. At just about to contact, notice that left foot is out in front. Now on the finish again, you'll see the racket does not finish high, super high. Okay, so that's a really nice tool to have in the toolbox to be able to take that ball early, up high, shoulder high, or head high. You're going to put pressure on your opponent. The ball's coming back quicker. You're not letting the ball play out, giving them more time. So be aggressive, go after that shot. Also, one other quick tip on this shot, because many of my students do this. I'll say, come on, I want to see you try and hit a ball up high, up here. Shoulder height, head high. And I want you to really nail it. I want you to be aggressive, compress the ball. What they typically do, many players, they may start out okay. They come back with the racket closed. But in their unconscious mind, they're thinking, wow, the ball's up here. I've got to come over the top. They think they've got to hit the ball down. No. Remember, spin. A little bit of spin's going to bring it down. And you're swinging almost straight across on this shot. Remember, there's not a lot of low to high. So the moral of the story is what happens is they come back and they open up because they want to come over the top. And that's the reason they open up, because they want to be able to roll the forearm and the wrist as they come into this high forehand. You don't want to do that. Keep the racket up, come back, look at my racket. It's closed. Now I may come down a little bit, but that's about it. And then I'm just coming up. And I've got that beautiful vertical racket at contact. I'm driving through it slightly up to get a little bit of spin, a little bit more control. So please, before you leave, subscribe to the channel. That helps me out quite a bit. So subscribe to the channel and give me a like, give me a thumbs up, post any questions or comments below, and I'll do my best to get back to you. All the best and happy hitting.